We're doing live Superflex best ball drafts on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. And on top of that, we're doing a live mock draft or two in between. So you're going to see this screen. This is the free live mock draft. In fact, let's drop the link right now in the live chat. I'm going to copy the link, drop it, fill in these empty spots real quick, and let's do that live. But we'll be flipping back and forth between that draft and this draft, this being the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty draft, the fantasy football show. It begins right now.
The FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and tonight we're doing a couple different things. We're taking phone calls per usual. We're doing a live best ball draft per usual. It will be a super flex draft because that's what Underdog has going on right now. But that will change as the offseason moves along. Don't worry, we'll have one QB drafts again, probably right after the NFL draft. They may introduce something earlier on, I don't know. But we'll definitely be doing everything we can get our hands on in terms of drafting, mock drafting, super flex draft, non-QB draft, and we'll be doing this one QB mock draft alongside of this best ball. So let me just click this, get this going here. Boom. Okay, let's get into this draft here. The link is actually, let me drop the link and let that marinate for a second. If anybody's new, they can get a chance to get in. Here's the link right here. This is for the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty Superflex draft that we're about to jump in. It's $500K in prizes. We'll be getting to the Garrett Wilson and Superflex quarterback giveaway autographed jersey contest too, starting Tuesday evening. We're back on track for those. Well, the Garrett Wilson jersey for one QB private drafts. These are not the $500K in prizes drafts that we're doing here. And then we'll do a private Superflex draft, and we're going to be doing an autographed jersey for that as well. Here's the autographed Garrett Wilson jersey. This one's going to the winner, whoever scores the most points through week 17. We were able to push it through week 17. I had to pause everything just to make sure I got all the details completely ironed out before we kicked off the rest of the contest. But essentially, any one QB private draft where I announce that it is part of the jersey contest, that will be for the Garrett Wilson jersey. Any Superflex draft that we do on Underdog where it's private and I send out a link for it, it's not just where we jump into a $500K prizes draft. I'll be sending a link out for that each time when I announce that is a Trevor Lawrence autographed jersey contest, whatever jersey I pick out for that. Let's get in. Click the big board Superflex. Click the green button, $500K in prizes. It looks like 7 more spots until this bad boy's full, so we should all get a chance to get in here. If you don't know how to get into that, you just open up the Underdog app. I put the link, I pinned it in the live chat. The link is in the description of every video. And if you don't get in to this draft this time, just sign up now. It's a minimum of $10. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. So make your first deposit wisely because they'll match it. If you do $10, they'll give you $10. But a minimum of $10. Use the link in the description or the pinned link in the live chat. And then you're just on the homepage of the lobby. You're going to scroll all the way through all these boards. The very last card is going to be the big board Superflex. That's what we jumped in. And I'm going to go to active drafts and check it out here. Draft starts in 49 seconds. It looks like we filled that. I got the 4 pick. Hallelujah.
Mashed potatoes.
I'm also wearing, oh, which mic is it? I'm also wearing my Grindhouse gear because it is officially official. We talked about Grindhouse being back for 2023, and it was pretty much in the bag, but they're officially back. Grindhouse is back for an entire year. That means some Grindhouse giveaways, as well as your boy Smitty wearing these bad boys. Grindhouse. Get your vintage movie tees and hoodies straight from the attic, from movies from over 40 plus years ago. Godzilla, all these amazing tees. I've got the Smitty hoodies as well. So get ready for those. Tyler, I'm not answering phones quite yet, so hang tight real quick. You can dial back in after we get this draft going, okay? Just hang tight for me. As soon as I get through my first pick, I'll answer the lines, Tyler, or I'll put you on hold real quick. Tyler, hang tight, bro. Hang tight. Okay, so I'm up at 1.4. The board looks as so. Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. That means that I've got my choice between Fields and Burrow. I'm going to go Joe Burrow every time. That's just the way I roll. I do want a lot of Fields built teams as well. Let me switch on over to the mock draft real quickly, and let me start that bad boy because we got a full mock draft here. I've been making everybody wait. That is started. Tyler, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I just know how much you like Breece Hall. He's coming back from an injury. Everybody says that he's supposed to be back before camp. This guy wants Breece Hall.
Of course
so
he does.
I don't know if I should say, okay, give me your whole team, or should I keep him?
Well, you gotta give me more details than that. Like, what is the scenario here? Like, is he made an offer? Like, if someone comes to you,
yeah,
bro,
he's made an offer, or I could make a better offer, or I could ask for a better offer.
Okay, well, I need the offer, so hit me with the offer. You there, Tyler?
Yeah, the offer
Hello?
is
Hello?
Breece Hall
Okay.
for Keenan Allen, the R. Mostert, the 2023 first, a 2024 first, and a 2025 first.
So 3 first rounders. Let me just get this straight. You're not stating this or anything. The offer he's offering you, and this is a super flex or 1 QB? Super flex. Okay, you're positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, it does kind of matter. It doesn't matter because there's no QBs in here, but it kind of matters because those draft picks are different. So he's offering you a 24 first, 23 first, and a 25 first. What is the 2023 first? What pick is that?
It is the
Hello?
23. The 2023 first is the 103.
Okay, so let's define that. Let's define that because we don't need to put first. We need to put 1.03. 1.03, the 24 first, a 25 first, and he's gonna give you Keenan Allen and Mostert, but he wants Breece Hall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Sorry, Breece.
Oh, here.
So Breece Hall and a 2024 second.
Okay, so a 2024 second. I don't know, Tyler. I mean, hold on. I'm on the clock here. Hang tight. I've got, so far I got Joe Burrow. I got Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. Cooper Kupp is definitely on my radar here. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. I like that combination. Joe Burrow, Cooper Kupp. Let's do it live. Let me see if I'm timing out on the mock draft here. No, I'm a ways away on the mock draft, I think. Hold on. Let me just show that. Tyler, give me a second. So yeah, okay, I went McCaffrey, and it looks like we're about a round or about I got about 2 minutes before I got to swing back over to that. Tyler, I'm gonna say this. The reason I'm so hesitant to tell you, like, oh yes, you could turn this into a lot and this would be great, because 1.3 is a good pick. The 1.3 is a good pick. But, like, I'm a little worried that I don't have all the information. I'm not going to lie. Because you're new to this, you're fumbling around for stuff. And, Tyler, I don't want that to drive you away. I don't want you to feel embarrassed. Like, oh, my God, I'm not calling it anymore. I feel like I'm a laughing stock or something. It's not that way. Like, Tyler, we're trying to help you. You're learning fantasy. They're throwing you into the mix here. I'm just worried that I don't have all the details. I'll be honest with you. I feel like you're going to tell me, wait a minute, it wasn't a first rounder. I already accepted it. Like, that's my concern. If this is truly the 1.3, which is essentially JSN or it's Jahmyr Gibbs or Zach Charbonnet, and you get a 24 first and a 25 first, and you get Keenan Allen, you're only giving up a second rounder and Hall. I'm tempted to do that because it gives you a lot of firepower, but are you positive that what I'm looking at is accurate here?
Yeah. So he receives Breece Hall, a 2024 second, and a 2025 second. I get Keenan Allen.
Whoa. See, this is you didn't say 25 second earlier, did you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I swore you just said, oh, it's not Hall, it's Hall and a 24 first. Or I'm sorry, Hall and a 24 second. And now it's Hall and a 24 second and another second. I'm just scared that you're giving away a first somewhere and we don't know it. That's the sense I get, bro. Oh, hold on. Am I on the clock here? I autoed on Derrick Henry. I don't think I've not autoed once on the mock drafts because I'm so focused on making sure I don't screw up this best ball. God, do you guys get the same sense that I get? That we don't have all the facts. He's giving away Breece Hall and he's not getting 3 first rounders somehow. That's my fear, bro. That's my fear for you. But I'll say this: I'm covered. I'm covered because I'm telling you how I want you to accept this. If this league is going to last, and you may not know that, if this league is gonna last and be a long-term league, then I like this trade because 1.3 could rival Breece Hall. Probably won't, but it could. It could. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs could be as good. Charbonnet could be as good. JSN could be as good. I mean, this is a really good player. So the fact that you're getting a 24 first and a 25 first, but if this league's going to crumble after 1 year, you just threw your money in and let somebody else take, Breece Hall and take home a championship. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say, yes, I do this under the context that you've provided. Keenan Allen, Mostert, the 1.3, 24 first, 25 first. You give up Breece Hall in 2 second rounders. I'm okay with it. I'll Smitty approve that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
But I swear, Tyler, you got to look into it, bro. You got to make sure you're not doing something like, I don't know. I don't know what you can mix up at this point, but I just make sure you're getting three first rounders. I think I'm on the clock again. Okay, hold on a second, Tyler. Hang tight, Tyler. I appreciate you, by the way, and we're gonna get you through this. I also want to ask about your team real quick and see what your team looks like. All right, I got McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. I autoed on Henry. Let's just go Waddle. Let's try a Waddle built team. I don't mind that. Okay, give me your team real quick, bro. Give me your team real quick.
Josh Allen, Barkley, Breece Hall, Adam Thielen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Freiermuth, Chase Claypool, Gibson, Stafford would be starters.
So you got Barkley, Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Juju. Who are your other wide receivers?
Thielen would be the other one.
Yeah.
And Claypool,
Yeah,
Freiermuth.
you
Gibson,
need this trade.
Stafford.
You need this trade. You're not winning a championship with this team, which is fine. There are teams that I have, Dynasty, that aren't going to win championships. It doesn't mean you're a bad fantasy player. It just means you're not. This team's not ready. So 1 second, let me drop this selection here. I got Joe Burrow, Breece Hall, Cooper Kupp, feeling really good. And you're probably sitting to yourself saying, he just drafted the guy I'm trading away, Smitty. But hold on, hang tight. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm going to go Najee. I didn't really want to do that. I was running out of time. It could work out really well. It's a 4th round pick, but there was another couple players that I liked a little more. Okay. Yeah, you can't win with this team. Josh Allen, Stafford, Josh Allen's obviously amazing in a super flex, but Barkley, Hall, and then literally a bunch of mediocrity. So if you could turn this into, you get the 1.3, you turn this into another awesome piece, with that 24 and 25 first rounder. This is a team you can do well with. Do you get the sense that this league's going to be together for a while, bro? An honest sense. Or do you have no idea? You can be honest.
Since I'm new, I have no idea.
Yeah. I'd say still it's worth a shot because you're probably not going to win this year. Did you just draft this team?
Like with the first couple of people that I have, and since I have the 105 already, I could make something out of it.
Yeah, definitely. 1.3, 1.5, 2 first rounders in 2024, 2 first rounders in 2025. You'll be set up pretty nicely.
But I would have to get away Breece Hall, in which you say is going to be like the top 5 running back this year.
He definitely could be. Yeah,
that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, but so could Jahmyr Gibbs. He could be a top 5 to 10 running back. So could Zach Charbonnet. JSN could be a top 10 wide receiver. So you're getting the 1.3. So the 1.3 is a downgrade from Breece Hall in a keeper or dynasty sense, right? But you're getting a real nice player that is going to be, a little bit below him. But then you get those 2 first rounders, and you still have your original first rounder in 2024 and your original first rounder in 2025. So you're going to have 2 first rounders in 2024 and 2 first rounders in 2025. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I'll have in 2023 1 first rounder in 2023.
That's your 1.3. Yep, that's your 1.3. Okay.
I'm looking at just what it says draft pick wise.
See, Tyler. I'm a little nervous. You're not seeing the big picture here. Not your fault because you're new to fantasy. I have a feeling you're not seeing the big picture here. I feel like he's not sending you 3 first rounders or something. I know it. I just have this real. You just got to make sure those are first rounders, bro. You got to make sure. I just have a real bad sense. Hang tight. Let's go over to Steven from Massachusetts while you dig in and investigate that. Steven, what's up?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on? I don't know if you saw on the chat. I think a lot of the people, they want to know what this guy's bench is. But I have a question for you. I don't know if you covered it on the last live stream. I think it was, can't remember if you went live on Friday. But did you, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Budda Baker stuff, because I don't know if you did, if you were like live streaming and you saw, and to give like your reaction. But they said that he wants to request a trade. It's either that, or I think he wants to get a big contract.
He can request.
I know you're an Arizona fan, so I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think that they're actually going to trade him, or are they? Will you think that they'll be able to agree to a deal?
They want to keep him for sure. They want to keep him for sure. He's negotiating. He's trying to get a new deal, but he can want to trade all he wants. It doesn't mean he's going to get traded. Just, I think people feel nowadays that if you want out, you get out. That's not the case. It depends on the coach. There are some regimes that will literally send you packing. It also depends if you're franchise tagged, like in the case of Tyreek Hill or, Devontae Adams last year or the previous years. Like any of those situations, they're different than this situation, So we'll see if they trade him. They'll get a boatload for him, hopefully. If not, I wouldn't even consider it. Gannon wants to build this defense up. I think the last thing in the world he wants to do is get rid of Baker. So we'll see, bro. But I wouldn't be shocked if we wanted to extend him as well. Give him kind of what he wants. But he wants to get paid like the top dog at his position. So we'll see if we can afford that and whatnot. But no, I don't know that I get a sense that he's going. I mean, look. Hopkins wants to go. Baker wants to go. You can't just say how everybody wants to leave. It doesn't really work that way.
I mean, do you guys have like the cap room and stuff for him? I mean, I don't know like what your salary cap is like.
Yeah, off the top of my head, it just depends
it.
on the other moves we want to make. But I mean, everyone's gonna eventually run out of cap. I don't think we're in a position where we can offer Hopkins. Hopkins probably wants an extension too. He's not gonna get it though. You know, Hopkins could get a little bonus. Oh, hold on, I'm on the clock. Oh no, Steven.
Sorry, man.
Okay, I had to just force that. I didn't even get a chance to go on over to quarterbacks. Darn it, man. That's all right. I ended up taking... So now my flex is a RB. I got 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers. I mean, my team's still really good. I got Joe Burrow, Cooper Kupp, Breece Hall, Najee Harris, Drake London, Jahmyr Gibbs. Tyler, there's the guy that you might be owning, Jahmyr Gibbs, from your trade. Okay, so Tyler, what are your bench players at the risk of dragging this out, because we got to kind of move on from this topic, but Tyler, what are your bench players? Read them off real quickly.
Jordan Love.
Oh, that's a good quarterback.
Edmonds, Kenneth Gainwell.
I'm sorry, say it, Jordan Love who?
Park.
Say it again, bro. Jordan Love, who else?
Jordan Love, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, DJ Chark, Kadarius Toney.
Here's where I have a problem, Tyler. You said you were getting Mostert.
Sorry, wrong team.
Wrong team.
No, sorry.
Tyler, I need you to read.
Sorry.
Oh, Tyler, please, we're walking you through this. Please don't take this too hard. Okay, Tyler, read off your bench one more time. Get the team selected right. Go ahead.
Malik Willis, Demarge P. Ryan, Cam Akers, Russell Gage,
Cam, okay.
KJ Hamler, Peoples Jones, and Hayden Hurst.
So you don't have Jordan Love?
No, that was his.
Tyler, you're cracking me up in a very good way. Okay, so I'm calling it off. Tyler, no offense, but I don't trust that I know what's going on. I cannot Smitty approved Breece Hall getting traded. I just don't feel like that we're getting told the entire story.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
You're not Smitty disapproved, Tyler, but I just have a real bad feeling about this. I just have a real bad... First, you tell me you're getting Mostert, and not that Mostert's a big part, but just that there's some confusion of what's coming back and forth. You have Jordan Love. You don't have Jordan Love. You are getting up 1 second rounder. I thought I heard. Then it's 2 second rounders. I'm just scared to death for you, bro. That you're going to make the wrong move here. If you can guarantee me it's 1.3 and 2 other additional first rounders for Breece Hall, you're also getting Keenan Allen. I Smitty approve it, but I'm just scared to death for you, pal. I'm just scared to death for you. Is this your super chat, Tyler? Or is this another Tyler?
No, not the super chat.
That's your super chat or no?
It's not.
Okay, Tyler says $10 super chat. Appreciate you, by the way. Moonshot to anybody dropping a $10 holler. That'd be hilarious if Tyler's like, no, never mind. That is my super chat. Tyler, I love you, pal. I hope you keep coming back and you don't take this the wrong way. We're helping you learn and we're throwing you to the fire. And you know what? I want to give you credit, Tyler, because I don't know very many people that get thrown into fantasy football and have to deal with a super flex and dynasty and keeper. And so you're literally going 1,000 miles per hour. You're learning to run before you're walking. So I want you to know that you're doing a good job. I just don't know what to tell you on some of this because I just don't feel like we have all the information. Startup Dynasty Superflex PPR, 2 offers. 1, give up my 2.7 and 10th round for 4.3 and 5.10. Okay, so two and 10th, second and 10th rounder for 4th and 5th. That's a tough one, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and say. See, like, what if that's Watson and London for one receiver at 2.07? You know what I mean? So that's something you got to think about. The second one is give the 6.08 and a 2024 first rounder for the 3.12 and 2024 second. I kind of like that one better because it's just like you're going to get a massively upgraded player. But at the same time, what if I don't think you're getting a London there, though. Let's see here. I'm on the clock. 1 second. I'm just going to run out of time, so I had to grab Javonte. So my team so far, I got a lot of RBs. I feel like I need to go wide receiver, but Burrow, Trey Lance, Breece Hall, Najee Harris, Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, Cooper Kupp, and Drake London. Very, very strong team. A little bit running back heavy, but I don't mind doing that in a league where you have to start 2 wide receivers instead of 3. And I just didn't want to force like a Godwin or a Hollywood Brown or any of those guys. So we'll see what I do on the next pick. All right. This, as far as this trade here, Tyler, I'm going to say 3.12. The difference between 3.12 and a 6.08, it's a pretty significant difference in a dynasty. I think I'm probably okay with that one. Although that other one's not bad too, because if you end up getting 2 players, I go ahead and take the second one. Does anybody, Steven, do you disagree on that one? Or would you rather have, I know it might be hard to comprehend here, I'll read it off again. Give up the 6.08 in a dynasty startup to move it all the way to 3.12, which is technically 4.1, you know. And you got to give up your 24 first rounder. I mean, it's a lot to give up.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, especially giving up the 2024 first, because like in a startup, you don't know like where you're gonna finish, like if for whatever reason this guy doesn't win, I mean that 2024 first, it could be very valuable, especially if you could get because I think next year's draft it could be Caleb Williams, it could be Marvin Harrison Jr. So I mean it's tough.
Yeah, Tyler, the super chat, Tyler, can you let us know what your team is or how likely your pick is to be a first rounder, like beyond honest inventory? Because I mean, Steven makes a great point that if your team is set up nicely to get that Marvin Harrison Jr. pick, and you trade it away, we got to know more details. But in general, just because I don't have all those details with this question, I would say moving up 3 rounds is a pretty good move. But you got to really land that third rounder. That third rounder has got to be like a guy you believe is going to be. That's got to be like a Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbs becomes, the guy you believe he's going to become. That's got to be a Drake London, and him become a top 5 wide receiver. You got to land it hardcore, or you end up screwing yourself. Swinging back over to Tyler on the phone. Tyler, I guess I would say Tyler, do it again. Just make sure you're getting 3 first rounders. One of them being the 1.3. Make sure you're getting the Keenan Allen. Not that I love Keenan Allen, but he helps you for now, I guess. And then I tried moving some things around. You have Cam Akers, you said Cam Akers and a Keenan Allen. Go try and get a Watson. Go try and get a player like that I really, really like, one of the Moon Men. Go try and get Kyle Pitts somehow. Buying low. Trade Muth and Keenan Allen for Kyle Pitts, trade Freiermuth, and some might like Freiermuth more than than Kyle Pitts, but I just think Kyle Pitts is going to be the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 tight end for the next 10 years. I love that people don't think he can.
One last thing: would you ride Tyreek Hill until the wheels fall off, or trade him for Christian Watson in a first?
I would take Christian and Watson in a first in a heartbeat. Because I love him. London in the first. What?
Then Tyreek Hill and the first.
You said it the other way, I believe.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, Tyler.
What?
Tyler, I don't know how to answer these questions, Tyler. I feel too much pressure. Tyler. You just said Watson in a first. Now you're saying Tyreek in a first. I don't know what side first.
Yeah, Watson in a first or Tyreek Hill.
I'd take Watson in a first. I'd take London in a first. I'd take, all those Moonman guys like that in a first. I'd take Jahmyr Gibbs in a first. I'd take JSN in the first over Tyreek Hill. I'd take a lot of those guys, but you get that first, especially quietly. I would maybe take those guys, in less, but I definitely think you could get it because Watson's doubted to a degree. London's doubted to a degree. Yeah. Oh, Tyler, I feel exhausted.
Okay, thanks.
You want to hang tight on the hold, Tyler? If you got any follow-up questions.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Tyler, please keep calling back. The chat actually loves you. Don't take any of this offensively, okay? We're trying to walk you through it. Appreciate you, my man. Call back anytime. You're welcome here.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. What a thick skin that kid has. I like Tyler.
No, it's pretty cool, man. I was actually just about to ask you because you was reading off that he had Matthew Stafford out, and he was talking about like Jordan Love. I was just going to ask you if he should have tried trading Matthew Stafford for Jordan Love. Because I mean, I don't know who's in his league, but if they don't think that Jordan Love's anything, maybe you could just throw away like the name value of Stafford to get a guy like that.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler, if you're still listening, that's a great point. He was reading off Jordan Love on his team. But if you could swap Stafford and Love in that same deal, that'd make it even better. So great job, Steven. Great astute observation, Steven. We got someone that dropped 10 gifted memberships here on the Fantasy Football Show. It looks like it's the other Tyler. Tyler says, where is this Tyler dropping? Tyler gifted 10 YouTube exclusive memberships. They're going to all these people you see in the corner here. Scorp got one. We've got everybody grabbing them. Appreciate you, my dude. I'm almost on the clock again. Steve, how do you like my team? Joe Burrow, Trey Lance. Oh, I timed out on Mac Jones. Son of a B.
Oh shit.
I mean, at least I got a QB, I guess, out of it, but I wasn't paying attention. That's right.
What's crazy about that Mac Jones stuff is like out here in New England, they've been talking about it. It's looking like it could be a competition between him and Bailey Zappi. So I mean, I don't know if that affects like your Superflex leagues. I mean, I don't know if somebody's like desperate to try to pick like one of those guys. I mean,
I'm tempted to draft. Yeah. Let's see here.
So I mean, I don't know if it's tempting to draft like where he would go, like a Bailey Zappi or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess. Because I mean, I don't really know like what we're gonna do at the quarterback position. If we're really gonna move on from Mac Jones, if we're gonna keep him, if we're gonna start Bailey Zappi,
no one knows.
Really
I mean, Bill has already said that he'll start the best player. Like it's a competition.
Yeah.
Like Bill won't tell you that Mac Jones is the starter. He's like, is Zappi the starter? He'll look at you and go, the starter's the best player. What kind of question is this?
Yeah. That's
the
thing. Like learning about him is that he doesn't really say anything to the media and stuff. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't know you were talking. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I can't believe I messed up and drafted Mac Jones on an auto. It's not the worst move in the world though, because I'm looking at my team here. I've got Joe Burrow, I've got Trey Lance, I've got Mac there just in case. So it's not a horrible move actually. Breece Hall, I probably would have contemplated it. I just don't like that it got forced upon me. Breece Hall, Najee, Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte, very good crew. Cooper Kupp, London, and Mike Evans. Very good wide receiver crew. Cole Kmet is my tight end.
Oh, okay.
Feeling pretty good about this. Ron, what do you think about that team?
Sounds good.
Hey, Tyler Levant, can you call in? Are you able to call in? I want to better help you with your question. Maybe we can marker board it. But Tyler Levant, please call in. And thank you for dropping those gifted memberships to everybody. Ron, what else you got?
Quick question for you. I ask you something, Smitty.
Yep.
Yeah, I was asked to ask you something. They they formed a Graveyard Dynasty League startup, and they wanted me to ask you if you'd be part of it.
I wish
It's
I
a
could.
$100 buy-in.
I wish I could, but I have so many leagues. I'm a horrible owner. Let me think about it. Let me think about it for a day or
That's
so.
what I told him. That's what I told him. I was like, Smitty already said that he's in too many leagues and he does his morning shows and he just doesn't have time to check his lineups and he's a horrible owner.
I'm a horrible owner.
But
for me to be
I told him I'd ask you.
Yeah. For me to be good for you guys, I need to be unplugged from a lot of that. I have several. I need to dial them back. I need to have I'll start guys that are out for the week, just because things break and I don't have time to go through my lineups. I need to get Bruce to co-manage my teams and just comb through my lineups, or maybe I'll let Ron Navy do it. We got a caller.
Wait, Smitty.
Hey, what team does Taddy have on there? What's his team look like? I didn't see that.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish drafting here. Jordan Addison. My team's looking really good. It's really deep. Joe Burrow. Ha. Trey Lance. Mac Jones. Breece Hall. Najee Harris. Jahmyr Gibbs. Javonte Williams. Cooper Kupp. Drake London. Mike Evans. Jordan Addison. Cole Kmet. What team did you want me to look at? Taddy?
East Coast Taddy.
Cousins, yeah. Geno, Stevenson, Alexander Madison, Brian Robinson, Damian Harris, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Christian Kirk, Zay Flowers, Goddard. Ryan Johnson's got Mahomes.
He got a nice team.
Mahomes, Rodgers, Barkley, Connor. Christian Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Pittman, Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, nice double tight ends there. Ryan's got a good team. Let me see. Wilkie, it's a good squad, Wilkie. Yeah, these are good. Dan the Grim Reacher. He's got Herbert, Russell Wilson, Stroud, Bijan, Travis Etienne, Swift, Lamb, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Deontay, Juju, Ingram, Okonkwo. Pretty well-rounded team there, Dan. Not a lot of reaches this time around. We got a couple callers on the phone. Is one of them Tyler?
Yes, Tyler Levan.
Yeah, Tyler, what's your area code?
512.
Okay, let me mark you as Tyler here so I can know who's who. Hold on one second. Tyler, appreciate your super chat. Appreciate your YouTube exclusive memberships that you dropped. Levan. Okay, let me put that in here. Okay, so I got you in the system. You're in the bat phone. So when I see you calling, I'm gonna have you're gonna get answered a lot quicker.
Nice.
Let's marker board this after I make this pick and try and work these trades out real quickly. Okay, I'm on the clock. I've got pretty good depth all around. What RBs are out there? I'm not gonna mess around anymore. I'm gonna take Bailey Zappi just because he's like 5, 6 quarterbacks down, whatever. And that gives me the Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, lockdown situation at least. And I got Trey Lance and I got Burrow. I think my quarterbacks are pretty darn decent. Okay, let's go to the marker board real quick, bro. And let's just map this out. Okay, so Tyler, you're trading the 3.1, which is right here. And you're giving away what? What is your 6 point what?
The 6.8, I think 6.8, and then 2024 first.
So we just got to figure out what that player is. So 3.12 in a dynasty startup. That's probably going to be. You're not going to get Walker. You're not going to get Breece Hall. You're not going to get a Garrett Wilson. You're probably not going to get an Olave. I imagine you could get a Christian Watson. I bet you could get a Drake London. I imagine you could get a Jahmyr Gibbs potentially, a Charbonnet potentially, obviously. If the rookies are included in the startup or no?
Yes, they're included.
That makes it better.
Yes, I think so. When I marked twice, I got like Watson there one time, and then London there, and then the rest are like just rookies. But
who are you getting at 6.8? Who are you getting at 6.8 when you mock it out?
I don't know. I don't even remember. It's just that someone wasn't great.
All right, let's do a mock draft right here, and let's give ourselves the 12 pick, and let's make it a dynasty. Now, this dynasty data is probably really bad, but we can kind of spitball it. Okay, so I'm just gonna computer blast this team. Let me show you guys the draft.
You got to move it. Oh shit! Sorry.
What happened, Ron?
I thought I was on mute, and here I am telling my dog, "You got to move it," because she was in my way.
Oh. Okay, so let's just say let me pause the draft. Who would you draft right here in a dynasty startup, bro? You've got Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill. You're going to have those options available, and you have to make a decision whether you want to, draft a younger player, and I probably would. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker's still there, isn't he? Which is crazy. I don't know if Kenneth Walker will be there or not. This is horrible data. So Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, all those guys are going to be available. Who do you want at this pick? We're going to build a team out for you. Do you want a wide receiver? Wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, St. Brown, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
I think I want to go wide receiver.
All right. Okay, who do you want?
Let's go Cooper Kupp.
Okay, Cooper Kupp, and you don't mind that in Dynasty? You're just gonna. He's got a good, 2 years left, I think. So I don't think people are crazy. It seems
young, 28, so
seems a little early for him. Just to let you know. Okay, who do you want with the back-to-backs? Now you got, because you have the one pick, right? In your draft, you have the one pick.
Yes.
Or the 12 pick. I'm sorry, the 12 pick. Right.
I have the 8 pick.
Oh, you have the 8 pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's giving me the 312.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get it. Let's see. Okay, so 8 pick, A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, or Diggs?
A.J. Brown.
Okay, so A.J. Brown's who you got anyway then. Okay, so let's keep going then. I'm in the 12 pick, but we'll just go ahead and move forward, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're on the clock. So you have A.J. Brown. Do you want Saquon Barkley? Do you want Jalen Waddle? Do you want... I would imagine Hall and Walker are both gone.
Yeah.
I just can't... This data is awful because this got Swift at 2.3. That's just ridiculous. That's not even...
But should we go with a quarterback since it's super flex?
It's a super flex. You didn't tell me that. Okay.
Yeah, I think I put in a super flex.
Did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Super flex startup.
Sorry. Hold on. we gotta go back to the drawing board, bro. Hold on. All right.
My bad.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You're number 8.
Yes.
You're not getting one of the big boys. Let's go ahead and start this draft off again.
No.
You're number 8.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss the first 7 QB.
Yeah. Okay, there's no way. I don't even think we can't even do this on here. It's not gonna even come close to being accurate. We got no Fields. We got Justin Herbert at 5. You got to remove him. You got to put in. This is so. Why can't they update this? Why can't they update? How hard is it to update the ADP? Okay, you might have Herbert, Lamar, Trevor Lawrence. Are you going to go with one of those guys, or are you going to go with Bijan, McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Walker? What person do you want?
Well, if I can get a quarterback, I would get a quarterback like a Fields, Lawrence.
Okay, let's go Trevor
Jackson,
Lawrence. That's the most likely scenario for you. You're probably not getting Fields. Let's go ahead and continue on. This is just so impossible to mock through. This data is garbage. Okay, you're on the clock now. Breece Hall's there. That's not going to happen. Let's say it does. Maybe it will. You want Breece Hall? You want Waddle? You want a quarterback like Dak?
Super flex, but they start. Yeah, because they start three wide receiver and 2 running backs. Should I get a wide receiver or another quarterback?
I'm still taking best player available, but I don't force the quarterback position. I wouldn't force it here. Okay. I would probably go Breece Hall if it was me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Either Breece Hall or like get another quarterback. So Breece Hall would be good.
All right, let's see if this is even close to accurate whatsoever. This seems like this is all acceptable, at least, I guess, so far. Higgins, Diggs, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson would be long gone, I think, by then. Okay, you're on the clock again. You got Bryce Young as an option. Dak Prescott would probably be gone. Deshaun Watson would probably be gone. I would say you'd have maybe you'd have Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson here. Olave could be here. He could be here. I would go Olave if it was me.
Okay, yeah, because I know that for the last couple of mocks, Olave been going out the end of the second round.
Yeah, I don't think he'll
early third. So I've been missing him twice or 3 times on the mock.
That's hard to say. You might even get Cooper Kupp before you get Olave. Okay, so let's just say you get Drake London here, just for giggles here. Okay, so here's your team. You got Trevor Lawrence, Breece Hall, Olave, Drake London. You may not get Olave there. So the question would be, do you trade this pick down here that's going to be 6 point whatever?
Yeah, 6.8 or whatever to the 312.
Okay, so let's just say you had this team. Hold on, I'm on the clock here. Josh Downs, I'll go Josh Downs. Okay, so let's say you end up going. You're going to get rid of this 6 overall pick. Let me pause the draft.
Yeah.
The 6th round pick, I mean. Which could be, it could be a Jordan Addison. It could be, I think he'd go higher, though. Dameon Pierce, Jerry Jeudy, Dalvin Cook, Quentin Johnston, DJ Moore, J.K. Dobbins, Terry McLaurin. I think Pickett might be gone by that point. You never know. Tough to say that this pick is it worth going and getting the 3.12? And I'm on the clock again real quickly. 1 second. $3.12 is probably going to be a Debo. Najee Harris in a dynasty. Is he going to be there in the 4th round?
In the 4th round, he should be.
Dynasty, yeah. So I don't know, man. If you end up getting like it's going to have to be a London or a Watson or an Anthony Richardson. Those are the kind of names I'm coming up with that you're going to see at about 3.12 to 4.2 area. And I guess because George Pickens could be there at 6.5, I'd say the difference between Pickens and that player maybe isn't worth giving up that 24 first, but or Charbonnet, that's tough, bro.
Pickens ADP has been dropping, if you haven't noticed.
Hey, what does the chat think? Does the chat like this giving up a 6.12 to move your? Or no, I'm sorry. What is it? 6 point? Yeah, 6 point.
Yeah, 6.8. I meant Pickens ADP, not Pickett.
Would you guys give up a 6-rounder and a 24 first-rounder to get the 3.8 pick? Or what is it? I'm sorry. 3.1?
3.12. So
3.2, sorry.
Rounder, 6.08.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and the first for the 3.12.
So I removed the player. So this yellow player right here. Would anybody take this 3.12 in a dynasty startup to give up a 6-rounder and a 24 first-rounder?
20. Yep.
What do you guys think? It's hard to know the difference in player because this mock draft is garbage, but I think you're probably talking about a Pittman, a Pickens, Jameson Williams, maybe. This is tough. Joseph says definitely. Come on, let's get some more answers on this one.
You know, honestly, I can't really give my opinion because I'm still learning Dynasty myself, so I don't know.
I kind of agree with Joseph here, just that at the end of the day, you're getting a massive upgrade in the inaugural draft. You don't really know what your team's going to be, and the fact that, God, I really would like it a lot more if you were given one of these top 4 or 5 quarterbacks, because your team has such a bigger advantage. These guys have a huge advantage getting those top 5 picks. But I think your team would still look really fire if you could get a Trevor Lawrence, a Breece Hall, a Lave type, a London type, an Anthony Richardson type, and then another London type of player. Your team's really good. So I probably would take it. Just make sure you land the pick, bro. Don't waste it on some guy that doesn't have the ability to like extremely outperform that other player that you could have got in the 6th round. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make that pick really hit. If you don't make the pick hit, then it was, it was a waste. It was a total waste. An example of waste would be you take I'm trying to think of a player that would feel a big weight. Like, let's say you were to take a Deebo Samuel with that 3rd rounder, and in the 6th round you could have got a Pickens. Like, that would be a complete whiff, because they're going to be so close. But if you were to grab a Jahmyr Gibbs or an Olave or a guy that's a huge difference maker, or maybe that's where you got to grab your quarterback. Your extra quarterback is with that extra pick. Yeah, like something that you can't really even measure. It's such a big difference maker. You can't even later on be like, well, they could be the same player. Like, this is something that just makes your team over the top. Just make sure you smash it.
All right. Cool, man. Appreciate it. I've been kind of going back and forth on this trade, so appreciate the whole help in the mock. Yeah,
appreciate you, man. You can hang on the line if you want. Rockout says, Smitty, tell Sleeper to take a lap. They could reach out to me. We could have a conversation. I could provide them an ADP ranking or something, to go off of. Like, I could spitball it or something, but I don't know why there wouldn't be enough drafts to grab data from yet. Who's this?
Thanks, Smitty.
Yeah, who's this?
This Tyler. I'm just leaving.
Oh, okay, Tyler.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Hey, Tyler, appreciate you, man. Let's see. Area code 717. Who's this?
This is Morgan.
Morgan. What's up, Morgan?
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
So I had some questions about a dynasty team.
Okay.
That I'm in. I feel a little bit in limbo with the team because I have some really good pieces, but the rest of my team is so-so. And it's a dynasty IDP super flex league, 6-point passing touchdowns.
Hold on. Dynasty. Okay, hold on. Let me get to the marker board real quickly and write this down so I don't lose it. Okay, so it's a dynasty IDP super flex.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then 6-point passing touchdowns too. and it's like 1 QB, 2 RBs, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 3 flex, of course, 1 super flex, 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 DBs, and then 2 IDP flex, and then tons of players.
These teams, to me, they're fun, but it's so hard to find content for, especially if they're tight end premium. Tell me it's not tight end premium as well.
It might be.
Yeah, it might be. I bet you it is. You better find that out, bro. That's a big detail you need. But it's just like at some point somebody kept trying to like shift the, like somebody said, okay, let's make PPR. And bro, when that happened, when some genius out there said, let's make PPR. And when I say genius, I'm not necessarily calling him a genius. I'm just saying he wanted to change the game and make things more difficult for people. And he said, let's make PPR. It's like, bro, why? We've been playing fantasy football for so many years, doing this non-PPR thing. Now you want to add a point per reception? What in the hell's wrong with you? They added it. Okay, I had to accept it. I didn't like it at first. I really didn't. But I had to accept it because the majority of people wanted to play it. So it had to become my home. I had to pitch my tent in the PPR world, and I've never, ever wavered since. And I like it. I got used to it. I'm fine with it. 0.5 PPR is a nice middle ground. And that's what Underdog uses, and it's definitely a good in-between. But then somebody decided to come in and say, well, now receivers have all the value, and all the RBs don't. Well, that's your own fault for putting PPR in place. So now guys come in and do half a point per attempt or whatever, and then they super flex. Quarterbacks are devalued. Okay, so now we're going to add another quarterback spot. Then somebody said they wanted to add tight end premium. Everyone just keeps adding on to different scoring formats, and before you know it, you're going to be out there looking for content that you're not going to be able to find, because no one's going to create massive amounts of content on these crazy leagues with tight end premium, super flex, IDP. Like, that's just insane. I'll do my best, but hit me with your question.
Okay, so I'm looking at the scoring, and I don't see anything that suggests that it's tight end premium. So I'm going to say that I don't think it is.
All right.
Just context. But if I could like go over my team with you a little bit, and if I just kind of want to know if I should tank and load up on first rounders for the upcoming years, or try to build up the team that I have.
Okay.
So my quarterbacks are Joe Burrow and Russell Wilson. And then my running backs are really weak right now. I got Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara. And on the bench for running backs, I got Samaje Perine, Darrell Henderson, Alexander Madison, Deontay Foreman.
Hey, Madison could get some good value uptick here in a little bit. We'll just see what happens. If Dalvin Cook gets traded, this guy, I don't know how high he'd climb, but Madison would climb big time. Okay, your wide receivers?
My wide receivers I like a lot. I got A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, Jacoby Myers, KJ Osborne, Van Jefferson. That's pretty much it.
All right, tight end?
Tight end really weak. I got Dalton Schultz.
That's not really weak.
Austin Hooper, and that's it.
And then flexes, just combination of those guys.
Yeah, combination. And then I have J.K. Dobbins too. Forgot about him.
Okay, J.K.
Oh, and then I got Jimmy Garoppolo and Tyler Huntley for the QB backups.
Who's Jimmy Garoppolo? Who's that?
Jimmy G.
Just kidding. All right. I got good and bad news for you. Maybe bad and bad news. The good news is your team isn't good enough to tank, but the bad news is your team isn't probably good enough to win. So, I think the fact that you have A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, you have Burrow, and then what if Kamara has a baller year? What if Madison becomes a starter? Now we're talking. Now all of a sudden your team becomes pretty sneaky. So you need a couple things to happen. But if I were you, and what pick do you have in the 2023 draft?
That's another bad news that I have. I don't have any first rounders. I traded that for J.K. Dobbins from the draft last year. My first draft pick, 2.7, and then I have a 4.3, a 4.7, and a 5.7.
Knox, I'll get to this in 1 second. Okay, do you have your 2024 first rounders?
Yeah, I have all 2024.
In 2025, okay. If I'm you, I'm just gonna try and build at a couple places. Like if I could turn J.K. and Keenan Allen into a Watson or a Drake London or a Kyle Pitts or something like that, I'm doing that. If I could trade Mixon and combination of either one of those guys, I would definitely get rid of Mixon to try and get some sort of I feel like Ramondre's cheaper than he should be. I'm trying to think of some other buy low running backs that still have good dynasty appeal. ETN's a little cheaper than he should be, even though people still value him. The one Charbonnet and Gibbs, those picks or players once they're drafted could become valuable. Swift has some value. Monty has some value if you're going to buy low. Stevenson, Javonte, if you wanted to buy low. You know what you also could do, bro? Is you could try and flip Mixon, JK, and Allen into a win now scenario for your team without giving up your future first rounders, because this move would make those more valuable. But you could go buy a Henry. The guy that owns Henry probably is thinking, I got to get rid of him while I can get something. And part of me wonders, this team's good enough. If you made a couple moves, you could win some cash money this year. Who are your IDP guys? We're not going to get too much into that because the channel, we don't cover much IDP, but I'm just curious.
For sure. I got it was a little disappointing this year. I have Jonathan Allen, Josh Allen, Sam Hubbard as my defensive line, CJ Mosley, Bobby Okereke, Alex Singleton for my linebackers, Antoine Winfield, Rashawn Jenkins, Deshaun Elliott, who has a 0% ownership, Jesse Bates, DJ Reed. It's kind of under average heads.
I do too. My final answer is going to be this: I would poke around at Henry, poke around at Dalvin Cook, poke around at these older guys, and try and fill that running back room with a couple of those guys using these three circle players. Or if that doesn't work out, I would try my very, very best to get into Bijan, Gibbs, or Charbonnet. Or I probably would be trading these picks to try and somehow get a first rounder so you can get a better shot at Marvin Harrison Jr. or a quarterback or whatever. I would probably go that direction. I think I probably, because you got upside, bro. If Madison and Kamara ball out and JK, you have a good running crew.
Yeah.
If one of those is your flexes, I mean, you could be okay. I think Russell Wilson, Burrow, Garrett Wilson, and AJ Brown is a really good core in a super flex.
I like that my core is really strong, so I don't really want to tank, but I do feel like I'm a little bit in limbo. But I like the suggestions that you gave.
One reason why I'm not saying, some people might be saying, Smitty, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Burrow, he's got three really, what are you talking about? But three flexes. This team, like you can get annihilated once you start getting to that big of a roster, especially with IDP, if you don't have like super heavy hitters across the board. So if I'm you, I'm trying to get Derrick Henry, and that's coming from somebody that doesn't even like drafting Derrick Henry, but I just think for your team, I wouldn't mind going in that direction. Or go get a Ramondre, go get a Javonte injured, go get an ETN somehow. I mean, J.K. Dobbins has some value to some people and he doesn't to others. You could also give up your 24 first rounder with a J.K. to get a big piece like Breece Hall or ETN if you wanted to take that risk, or Olave. Would I give a Keenan Allen in a first rounder for Olave? Absolutely. Because you got to assume Olave is going to be so good if you don't have the first or second overall pick, Olave would be like the second or third overall player if you threw him in the next year's draft. I really believe he'll be that good. So I wouldn't be opposed to sending that 24 first packing. Just make sure you get something that's going to make it hard for you to get that 1.1. So later on, you're not like crap.
Yeah. Okay. So you like the idea of J.K., Keenan, and Mixon for like some of those guys that you mentioned, or do you? Think
I'm going after London. I'm going after Watson. I'm going after Kyle Pitts. I'm going after Ramondre. I'm going after Etienne. I'm going after Breece Hall. I'm going after St. Brown. I'm going after Kyle Pitts. I'm going after the 1.2, the 1.3, the 1.4. I want to have Gibbs. I want to have Charbonnet. I want to have JSN. Tony Pollard.
Do you try to make moves before our draft, or should I do it after everyone's draft? Everything.
Both. Just try before and after.
Okay.
George Pickens would be a good receiver to go after potentially. But running backs, you need running backs, and I think London, Watson, Pickens, all the movement guys. Obviously, ETN, Javante's injured. He'd be a good running back to acquire if you decide you want to pack it in a little bit and then get Javante and wait on him. There's some risk that he doesn't ever, develop though. But I still like the upside. Pollard is a really good player to go get. I feel like all the Bijan, the Dallas Cowboy talk has lowered his value. I think people are really scared about Pollard. And there's some worry. There's some threat, legitimate threat. But I like Pollard. I think you could get him potentially for a JK and Keenan Allen, or a JK and a couple of second rounders. Or I don't know that I'd give up a first rounder for Tony Pollard giving up JK. I'd want to, but I think until after the draft. If you escape the draft, then I would. But just make sure you make a huge move, bro. Barkley's 26 years old, and I bet you he's cheaper than he should be. I bet you could trade JK, Keenan Allen, and I don't know. Tough to say, bro. Dynasties are weird because everybody values players differently. IDP throws it off a little bit. Superflex throws it off a little bit. You could essentially trade Russell Wilson and downgrade into a Jordan Love and maybe get a little value out somewhere. Maybe you can upgrade JK into a Pollard. You know what I mean? Like if you find, I don't know who the Jordan Love owner has at running back and wide receiver, but if you could move Keenan Allen or Judy or JK or Mixon into a better player by downgrading Russell Wilson into Jordan Love, that's a nice move.
Yeah. I like the suggestions a lot, for sure. Do you think Joe Mixon is toast? I just don't know what to do with him or what to think about him this year.
I don't like him, bro. I think he's on the verge of being toast. Yeah.
Like retiring and everything, or like?
No, I mean he's not going to retire, but he's 50-50 going to get cut. But if he stays on the roster, they're going to bring someone else in. So I don't know that he's going to be amazing. Hey, real quickly, I got to move on to. You can hang tight there and chime in a second. Knox, thank you for the super chat. Knox says Jalen Hurts, Jimmy Garoppolo, Ryan Tannehill. This is his team. Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Mixon, Gainwell, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Zay Jones, Andrews, Irv Smith. I like your team. Not huge on Keenan Allen, not huge on Mixon, though. And not really huge on Josh Allen. I'm sorry, Josh. I love Josh Allen. Not very big on Josh Jacobs or Jimmy Garoppolo. So there's a couple players here that I'm just not huge on this year, but overall, it's a very good strategy. I mean, if you believe in those guys, the strategy was deployed good. Nice job. Let's go over to Ron. Ron, what else you got? You're muted, Ron. Ron, are you asleep? Let's go to Steven. Steven.
Yeah, no, I was muted. Sorry, I was. Yeah, go ahead. I'll come back to me.
All right, Steven.
Hey, Smitty, I got a question for you. Cause I know that you do Superflex, but in terms of redrafts, because I normally draft one quarterback, and I usually wait to in case of the quarterback that I have, he goes on a bye week, then I'll try to pick somebody up. Somebody because I know that you like Jordan Love. Is somebody in a one quarterback league? Do you think that Jordan Love will get picked up? And if not, when do you think I should try to make a move on him? Because I don't really play in Superflex two quarterback leagues. I'm always in one quarterback leagues. I guess is he somebody that I should towards like the end of my draft I should look at, or should
And
I
one
just
QB, absolutely.
see,
He'd
like,
be
how he does like the first like couple weeks?
no, he
Like,
should be.
how
He'll
should I
be
put it?
drafted, bro. He'll be drafted. He's not. He's
Okay.
definitely good enough to be drafted. I think he'd be a fantastic QB2. I like Jordan Love a lot. I don't think he's a monster. I dropped the link to this last mock draft we're going to do. I don't think he's going to be an absolute monster like top 5, but he could be very effective as your backup quarterback. Your quarterback gets hurt for 4 games, or in Superflex, he's your QB2. I love him. I think he's got a lot of upside and appeal, but is he going to be a top 5 or 6 quarterback? Probably not. But your expectation shouldn't be that. Your expectation, and it clearly isn't, is should you draft him? I mean, what other quarterbacks would you draft over him? Like let's look at the QBs
To be
here.
honest, I'm not even sure because how do you really feel about like one quarterback leagues? Do you normally feel like you should draft like 2, or should you just
Of course,
like, draft like
of
1?
course. Oh yeah, you always want 2 quarterbacks,
Okay.
bro. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start this mock draft now. So, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, Lamar, Fields. Obviously, this is not in a good order. Trevor Lawrence, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, once you get to like 9, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Cousins. Again, not in the order that I think it needs to be. Deshaun Watson. Like, all those guys, Jordan Love could hang with any of them. Once you get to 9, once you get past Lamar, Herbert, and yeah, it's like you could put Cousins 1 if you're Ron Navy on hold here, fuming. You could put Dak Prescott at 9 or next up. You could put Kyler once he's back there. You could put Tua there. You could say any one of these guys could climb up higher. Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins. It's a really deep QB pool though this year. But Jordan Love can hang with any of those. But could Jordan Love, and I haven't even mentioned Aaron Rodgers, could Jordan Love go undrafted? I suppose, but I would draft him. I would if I know Jordan Love's going to be there at the end of my draft, I would wait on my second quarterback until the end and then scoop up Jordan Love and be pretty happy about it.
All right. Well, because see, that's what I think. Like, I mean, as far as like I know, like in my drafts, I just feel like that some of the people that I draft with, I don't really think that they're gonna go in on like Jordan Love. So I feel like most people are like, when they seen like Jordan Love come in for like a few games, I feel like some people think that like he hasn't really like shown anything, so they don't think he really has that much upside. So I'm just gonna try to like bank on that like if he's like really falling, that maybe I could take a chance on like picking him up, because like some people might have that stigma, like you might have like a stigma of like, well, this guy hasn't really done anything, so I'm not going to try picking him up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's more so that there's just a deep pool of players. Like Ron's got great news that Pickett's going to be available, because I just read off 9 quarterbacks and Pickett wasn't even close to the, like, his ADP is going to be so far down that you're going to be able to scoop him up. Let's see here. I'm going to pause the draft here and switch it to.
I'm taking Pickett, not my starter though.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not, like, because like the ATPs don't even like have him somewhere. Okay, I want to make sure this wasn't Superflex. Okay, resume drafts. You're not going to have a problem stealing him away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Ron about Pickett. Like, he's gonna be so.
Pickens.
This is awful, bro. Rookies, Bijan's there. I said to go over to rookies. We'll take Bijan and Lamb. I don't even know what player's missing. I honestly don't. If I didn't select rookies, I wouldn't have seen Bijan again. Running backs. This is crazy.
Really? I mean, at least Sleeper is somewhat kind of like, they do somewhat kind of updated, because I normally draft on like ESPN, and like their mock drafts are terrible, because like you can't even like really like go by anything, because like
you can't go by this one either though. Like, maybe you can go by it a little bit. Maybe you could go by it a little bit better than ESPN's, but you still can't go by it. Like, how are you getting any knowledge from this when Bijan's literally in the 4th or 5th round? Like, you have to click on rookies only to find him. or type his name in. And when you're doing a 30-second draft, you don't really like. It's just I don't understand. We're almost into May. We're almost into May. How is there not enough data? The problem is though, you got bad data on top of bad data. So it's like, who knows what the ADP data is going to even be able to tell them if it's just nonstop, bad data going into this. Because I guarantee you,
no, I think it definitely is. But like even like ESPN, like their data is terrible. I the only guy that I followed on there was like Matthew Berry's. I feel like Matthew Berry's, his rankings were more legit. Now that guy's not even there, I feel like sometimes like their ADPs and like a lot of their other stuff is like kind of terrible.
Yeah, I haven't watched that show. I mean, I don't have time to watch anybody else's show to begin with, but like I'll see. I was friendly with Matthew Berry. I think he's a good guy. I've seen, some of the stuff that I'd watch clips here or there, but I don't even have an interest to even see any of it anymore. I don't have time for it anymore though. We're taking over ESPN. We're taking over ESPN. Hold our beer. We've got this.
Yeah. ESPN. I'll tell you, I think ESPN should call you to do fantasy football advice. Sometimes I watch those shows, and sometimes they don't even take those shows serious. Like at least when I watch you, like you take like everything serious and you pump out like good content. I feel like ESPN, like part of their like shtick is that they want to try to like to be like more like goofy and like funny than like actually try to give like real.
If they let me tell you something that might surprise some of you, because some of you say, "Oh, ESPN should hire you, Smitty, or you should go to ESPN." Like if ESPN called me the moment Berry left and they said, "You want to replace Matthew Berry's role," I would have said no. Like that's not what I want to do. So the only reason I work for ESPN or like a company like that, I've already done all that. Like work for somebody else, get paid to. I got acquired one time, earlier on in my career in fantasy, and worked for the man, and I hated it. I don't want to work for somebody that's going to tell me when I can go on a show, when I can have a show. I don't know if you noticed, but Matthew Berry's a lot more active and does a lot more content because he was told to do this at this time, and I was always really able to do. That's the last thing in the world I want. The only way I'd ever go on an ESPN or whatever show is that if they subcontracted me to be a part of a series, and I would essentially do it to just get more exposure for the fantasy football show. I would not. It would in no way, shape, or form be what I wanted to do. It would just be like, hey, you want me to come in on a fantasy segment on Friday? Sure, I'll do it. Like that's the only, and they wouldn't call me. I'm not saying they would. I'm just saying that's the only way I'd even work, in that context. In addition to what I do, like I wouldn't go anywhere. This is what you don't need a gateway or a platform anymore. You are your own gateway. Back in the day when I first started, it was everyone's dream, every analyst's dream, like me and Matthew Berry, because I started right around when Matthew Berry started. And back when he was acquired by ESPN, it was everyone's dream. He got it. He got through. Every one of us was trying to sell to and get hired by ESPN. We thought that's what we needed to do. There's no YouTube wasn't even around yet. YouTube wasn't around until 2007, I believe. And so I've been doing this since 2003. So in 2003, 2004, 2005, it was all about trying to get on with ESPN. There weren't a lot of analysts out there. There was probably 100 people doing fantasy football content seriously and professionally. And so it was like he got scooped up. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's my dream." You quickly learn that once now that there's an open season on becoming the biggest show ever, and you could do it like McAfee, biggest show in sports, and he did it all by himself with no gateway, no network, no nothing. You don't need any of that anymore. This show, if we want it to, and I plan on it being this big, and if I fall short, I'm still going to be proud of what we do, but I plan on having more subscribers of this channel than ESPN would on their YouTube. That would be the ultimate goal, is to be that big, to be so big that like literally, and it's going to be just it's going to be a news show, it's going to be a fantasy show, it's going to be general NFL stuff. It's not all just going to be fantasy. I have the other channel called the Smitty Report. That's eventually going to be where we just talk sports, especially if something big happens. Like example, when Tiger Woods, ran his car off the road and got it. We'd probably be talking about that for like 3 straight weeks on the Smitty Report.
Right.
So eventually we're going to have, I have the Dynasty channel, I have this channel. We'll have probably three or four channels at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. No, I like that.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, everybody listening, okay? I mean, this show is so unique, not just because Smitty lets us call in and talk to him and all this, but if you look around at all the different analysts and you check out, most of them, what do? The Chiefs, every year they'll post their rankings are just a copy and post of last year's rankings. A lot of people, if you go look at their stuff, they have Eckler ranked in the top 10. They have all these players because they did good in the top 10. Smitty don't do that. Smitty gives you breakdown of, okay, this is why this player isn't going to be in the top 10 this year, and everybody thinks they're going to be in the top 10. He always gives fresh, and it's not the standard cut and paste rankings. Smitty comes up with his own rankings. He has his own, and that's what makes this show so good. And go ahead and go look around, and you'll see it's true. All they do is cut and paste their rankings, and there's nothing to them. And they use last year's, and it's like they sit there and it's almost like they're lying to your face. You don't get that here. You get honest analysis here, and
sometimes they're overly
honest.
honest.
The great thing about
sometimes too honest.
No, it's great because, I mean, you don't have to have – see, the thing is you don't have to have the same you might disagree with Smitty. That's fine. It's his take. He's putting it out there. You take it for what, it's worth. We all have different opinions of different players, but for the most part, Smitty is usually spot on about most everything except
I miss a lot.
And
thank you, though.
Maybe Kamar, but we all miss stuff.
I miss a lot.
It's fun because we get in here and we can have that dialogue with him. And there's no other show out there like Smitty's show where you can have the dialogue, be respectful. Obviously, be respectful and have a fun debate and have fun agreements on players too, and get excited about them. But it's not this cookie cutter,
Thank you, Ron.
Taste. It's never like that here. It's always different. It's always different.
I appreciate
if you look
Ron.
at Smitty's rankings, well, no, it's true though. I'm only speaking facts.
I know.
If you look around ESPN, all these other places or wherever, they're cutting and pasting their rankings and they're using last year's results and they're not putting any effort into it at all. Smitty puts the effort in.
I appreciate that.
According
to 49er.
That's what it.
According to 49er, and he might be onto something, he said the crowd wants Denny. Maybe people want Denny to replace me at the end of the day. I don't know. We'll see if it ends up happening. I'm sure there'll be some success to it. I'm sure it. Lunchbox, real quickly, thank you for the super chat. Says, rate my team on underdog. Lamar, Deshaun Watson, Jordan Love, great wide receivers. I'm sorry, quarterbacks. Derrick Henry, Damian Pierce, Charbonnet. I like the running backs. Jamar Chase, Olave, Hollywood Brown, Kadarius Toney, very good wide receivers. Quentin Johnston, Travis Kelce. That's a really good team, bro. Like you ignored quarterback and covered quarterback pretty well. Matthew Stafford, Anthony Richardson are your QBs. Oh no, I swiped over. I pulled a Tyler. I combined two teams at once. I must have swiped. I was reading someone's. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I pulled a Tyler. Lunchbox says Lamar, Watson, Love. Miles Sanders, Pacheco, Rashad White. Okay, I'm sorry. A little deflated now. I thought you had all that, bro. How'd you get that? Devontae Smith, Debo, Godwin, Knox. I'm a little let down now, Lunchbox. I thought you had your quarterbacks with the next team's running backs and wide receivers. It's hard to judge it now. Okay, let's go back. Lamar, Love, Watson. Very good quarterbacks. Miles Sanders, Pacheco, Rashad White. I like it. Devontae Smith, Debo, Godwin, Odell Beckham Jr., Knox, Everett, Ertz. Very good. I would say probably not the best team in the league, but, bro, my team isn't the best team in the league in that draft. That's going to happen. Especially when we don't get those top 5 picks. It's really hard to get my vote as the best team in a Superflex 12-team draft if you don't have pick 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5. Yeah, 9 spot is hard, Lunchbox. Man, I can't believe I pulled the Tyler. Did you guys hear that earlier when Tyler was like, he's like, Smitty, would you do this? You get Christian Watson and a first for Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, yeah, I'd take Christian Watson and a first for Tyreek Hill for sure. He's like, are you sure? So you would give up a first rounder and Tyreek Hill for Christian Watson? I'm like, wait a minute, bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and last night was funny too when Denny basically wanted to become my programming director. Did you guys hear that?
No, I missed yesterday's show.
Yeah, he's basically like just telling me how the content should go, and I just had to interrupt him and go, no, this is not some Mickey Mouse. He's like, we should all come in here and draft, and talk about how to play fantasy from the ground up. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, we don't.
ESPN.
Yeah, I was like, we don't. I was like, no, this isn't no Mickey Mouse Clubhouse show there, pal.
Yeah.
Excuse me, everybody gather around. All the veterans can use the back door and exit the facility.
Yeah.
This is for people that don't know how to draft at all. Because that's what I want my content to be about. Steven. Hey, Steven, call in if you're here.
These Superflex drafts, they're 80% full. It's 80% full now, so I'm guessing we got a few more days left, and it's going to be done.
Well, I got my connects, and I have a feeling there's going to be something else that pops up.
Oh, nice.
Before the NFL draft?
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Smitty, do you ever any experts that you ever gotten to play with, like in leagues? I know you're in a lot. Have you ever gotten to play in a league with Matthew Berry or the Michael Fabiano guys or any of those?
Yeah,
any of those guys?
Yeah, I have a lot. I've had over the years. I've had a ton of those expert leagues. I've gotten out of most of them because I just don't like. For example, last year I played in one. I think Rank was in one of them. I played in one with Austin Eckler. I played in one with Darren Waller. I played in one with I do a lot with my NBA buddies. We had I don't know if you guys know who Gilbert Arenas is, but he's one of the better basketball players in the so we're in a league with him. He took Gronk in round 2. The year prior. It was the year prior.
Hey, is there any news on that one league that you were talking about with that one guest, that actor that you had on here?
Yeah,
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, we're working on getting some actors and stuff to get into a league, but that's TBA.
To be determined.
Is it tough when you're in a league with experts, because you all have your own rankings? I feel like with a lot of you guys, depending on who it is, you all have favorite guys. So
they're human beings,
is it
bro.
tough sometimes?
Nope, they're human beings. They're human beings.
Do they reach up or anything?
No, they're human beings. They oftentimes don't show up. They auto draft or they don't show up, or it's not what you think. And not to mention, I got out of those because they don't do anything for my brand. Who cares if I'm playing in a league with, this guy or that guy? No one cares. What I like to do is deploy a strategy. So I do the Instagram expert league, and there's promotion involved in that. I'd much rather do a league with 11 other Instagram pages that have reach and ability to spread the word about my channel and kind of interact with that than have somebody on. They could care less during it. I do try and do, some high profile drafts and leagues. We will be doing this one with a bunch of actors, hopefully, and I'll probably try and get a couple of analysts into that one, big name analysts to bring in. But it's not what you think.
No one
has time for that stuff, man.
So you got like with like those types of leagues, do you guys do like live drafts or is it just all on the computer?
Case by case, my man. There's no formula for it.
All right.
The one that we do with the actors, I'm gonna try and do that one in LA, but there's more information coming on that. I don't know if it'll end up happening or not. So I'll once I have information, I'll give you guys the information on that one. Let's go over this mock draft real quick. So Lamb, Bijan, Debo. I didn't want Debo. Pitts, Kamara, Javonte. It's an okay team from the 12 spot though. It's not bad. Todd has AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, T-Law Dog, Jacobs, JSN, and J.K. Dobbins. I think T-Law is a little high. Eckler, Breece Hall. I like T-Law, but he just doesn't live, I think, in the third round, or he shouldn't. Austin Eckler, Breece Hall, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, and Hawkinson, and Jameson Williams. Pretty solid. Just for fantasy, Diggs, Josh Allen, Stevenson, Watson, Algier, Ingram. I like it. Kelsey, Harris, DK, Ridley, Pacheco, Hollywood. Oh, no. Yeah, Hollywood. Rockouts got Walker, Olave, Fields, DJ Moore, Andrew Swift. I like that. It's crafty. Tractor has Hill, Barkley, Waddle, Herbert, Kittle, Judy. Kupp, Hurts, Pollard, Drake London, Hopkins, Rashad White. That's pretty interesting. Bubbles has McCaffrey, Mahomes, Chubb. It's okay. I don't like the waiting on a position and then going like 3 straight picks on the position, or going 3 running backs and then trying to scoop up. I just don't know that I love this strategy. JT, Henry, Pierce, Pickens, Monty, Deontay. I'd rather you get a receiver instead of Pierce there. Chase, Burrow, St. Brown, Gibbs, Charbonnet, Mixon. Could work out. If the running backs work out, it could work out very well or very badly. Probably very well. I'm hoping. We're hoping for those RBs. JJ, Adams, ETN, Cook, Aaron Jones, Cooper, pretty solid. Pretty good teams. Very well rounded. I don't know that anybody even stands out as being the number one team. Everything's pretty well rounded. Pretty close team. If I had to say the start I love the most is Just for Fantasy start, but I mean maybe would have finished differently, but I do like your top 4 picks: Watson, Stevenson, Josh Allen, and Diggs. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I like Ramondre Stevenson. I think he's gonna have a good year, and I don't know how some people like they view like the Patriots offense, but I mean like if they want to like if there's anything that's gonna like throw off like Stevenson to ADP and it's gonna help him like go down, like I'm willing to go in and trying to get Stevenson. I feel like he's gonna be pretty good this year.
Yeah. Yep, bro. I agree with you. Yeah, for some of the people talking about the expert drafts, the experts used loosely. I mean, I especially feel that way now versus, even like years and years ago, like even more so now, because you have everybody and their mother tried to become an expert when they were sitting at home doing nothing. Everybody's, got a show with their, kitchen table behind them. Nobody's scared to do it anymore. So there's a saturated market, which, at the end of the day, it's cool that people are trying things, but everyone and their mother claiming to be an expert without even any track record whatsoever. No writing anywhere, no radio, no got their start somewhere. It's just people like, hey, I'm an Instagram expert now. I'm putting a page up, and they always say the same line in the thing. Best Instagram expert advice on Instagram. It's like, you just started, bro. You just started. You just created your account. What are you talking about? There's just no.
My disclaimer would be, I'm not an expert, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, they don't even say that. But there's so many people that claim to be an expert. It's like it's kind of made the thing annoying. Nor do I care. Like, I'm a human being. Everyone's a human being. I think part of what makes this show great is the entertainment value of it. But then, yeah, you got to bring some knowledge to the table or people aren't going to come back. But I mean, this is part of this is like a culture too, you know, coming here, listening. Yeah. Like if I'm trying to think of, I don't have time to watch anybody else, nor do I promote other people on here. I'm not going to sit here and list names. Go try these people out. Like that's not, you know, in anyone's show's best interest. But like if I'm trying to think of a show you guys already know about, like let's say ESPN. Like I do watch NFL Live and ESPN and NFL Network, and I do get some sort of daily enjoyment out of that. Like if I'm turning it on to see if there's any news that I'm going to then talk about. And so I like knowing that that's what people feel of my show. Like they can say to themselves, like when I'm at the gym or I'm driving, this is a ritual for me. I get to, even if it's replays, I get to replay the show and hear what the breaking news is. And more importantly, my objective is not to just provide fantasy advice, is to provide the best like on-demand NFL conversation that can relate to fantasy, but also relates to just breaking news that you can find. Like I want to be, even though I'm not sitting here breaking news like Schefter, when news breaks, I want people to say, where can I go hear about at least one person's perspective? Or in the case of people calling in, we get a lot of people's perspective. But this news just broke. I don't want to just like hear the news break. Okay, I could turn on ESPN. I could read Schefter's tweet. I could read Ian Rappaport's tweet. But who's breaking it down? Like my objective of my show is to break it down, is to be the first person, as many times as I can, be the first person to the scene of the accident and just break it down for you. Whether it's my biased opinion or what, or hearing your takes, and that's the whole goal I have in my, in mind for my show and how I see it.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that I like about it too is like, 'cause there are like those, like people say that they're experts, but I mean, what's good about like this show is that like if you have like any like questions or like especially like trade questions, like it's on demand, so like you can call in and like say like your question, like you'll get like that feedback that you want, because I mean sometimes it's tough like when you're running like your team and you're like indecisive and you don't know who to go for an advice, and like part of like with like you is like it's easier like to go to you and like, hey, what do you think, your opinions on that, and it makes it like easier because like you're getting like your feedback compared to like if you try to go like to some of those other guys, and like because like they're I guess like they're more like more popular and established.
Thanks a lot, pal. Thanks a lot. There, underhanded.
Get answered. You know
we'll start calling you underhanded Steven. They're more popular guys.
Well, I wasn't trying to say anything bad, but I mean, like we're talking about Matthew Berry, but I mean, like how many questions like on Twitter that Matthew Berry gets? He's not answering he's answering like every single one. Like there's always gonna be that one guy that's trying to ask him like a question, like a start-sit question. You can't get to him, but what's good about this show is that like if you have like a start-sit question, like with Smitty, like Smitty will like take his time to answer, like try to at least like answer like every single question.
Yeah, I hear you, and
that's why I call it.
And I appreciate you. Any final words, Morgan? Any final thoughts? Any final questions?
No, not really. None off the top. I would like to hear more opinions on like some of the rookies on the class and like some of the favorites that you have for them. That's all. I'll try
and do a pre-draft rookie, revisiting the rookies breakdown video.
Okay, that'd be cool.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, Steven.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Steven. We'll see you tomorrow, pal.
Wait, that was Martin. Wait, that was Martin.
That was who? Morgan?
Yeah, I think that was Morgan that you just talked to.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry. Morgan, see you later. Steven, we'll see you, pal.
Yep.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, man. Nothing for fantasy. I was just going to say, man, I don't know if you're going to do a show tomorrow, but if not, hopefully you get to enjoy the Suns game, man, and hopefully you get to watch that playoff game, and you have a good night.
All right, Steven, appreciate you. Later. Underhanded Steven. It's a good thing you're not popular, because I could come in here and get my question answered. Ron, any final thoughts? You're muted, by the way. Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was typing in the chat.
Any final thoughts, Ron?
No. It's been fun. It's been a fun show.
Well, see you later.
Hopefully I'll get my internet back and I won't have this delay issue and I can get back in some drafts if you do any more before it fills up. But other than that, we'll see you later.
All right, later on. Appreciate you. All right, guys.
All right, bye.
I'm out of here. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. That's the whole premise of this show. And then I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tonight is Saturday, right? So, yep, we did it live like we always do. I'll see you all later. How's my dance draft going? You talking about my, is that what they're called? The b-ball one? Is that what it is? The b-ball one? I don't know if that's what you mean, but my basketball draft is great. Steven keeping me humble. Steven, give me a big dose of humble pie. Smitty, so glad this is a small show. We're almost at 18K. 9 more subs, really? Let's see. I think we're close. We need a few more than 9, but subscribe if you're new. Let's get it to 18K. Let's do it live. All right, later, pals.